plants and animals. Mm, it instead of relying only on hunting and gathering, early crops included wheat, barley, rice, and maize, depending on the region. This shift led to the development of permanent settlements, villages, and later civilization is there. Okay, as the human population increased, the demand for food also grow. Okay, to meet demand, agriculture practices become more intensive and technology based. This expansion of cultivated land, use of irrigation, introduction of fertilizers and pesticides, a development of high yield crop varieties. Okay, what is the result with agriculture domestic plants? In this, agriculture successfully increased food production, but it also created environmental challenges such as soil degradation, water pollution, and loss of biodiversity. Okay. Next one is the agriculture in India. Mainly dominated rural sectors. 72% of workforce depend on agriculture. Some expansion through HYV, high yield varieties, irrigation, fertilizers, pesticides is there. Coming to the dominated rulers in area, agriculture is the dominant sector in rural India, and farmers the backbone of the country's economy and livelihoods. A large option of the population lives in villages and depends directly and indirectly on farming activities. Okay, some in this 72% of workforce depends on agriculture for employment and income. Agriculture provides uh, food for the population, raw material for industries, employment opportunities, export earnings, agriculture expansion. What is the agriculture expansion through HIV, HYV as and high yield varieties? High yield improved seeds varieties that produce higher output. Major crops are wheat, rice, maize. Okay. Next one is the irrigation, construction of canals, dams, tube wells, and bore wells ensure water supply during dry seasons. Okay. Next one is the fertilizers. What is the fertilizer? Chemical fertilizers mainly. Supply essential nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Increase crop productivity. Their uses in increasing crop productivity. Next one is the pesticides. Pesticides and some insecticides is there. Protect crops from pests, diseases, and weeds. Reduced crop losses. Okay. Um, uh, Next one is the green revolution. Green revolution in the main points are increased food grain production, introduced high yield variety seeds plus chemicals, and also caused ecological imbalances there. In this, the green revolution was a major agriculture movement that began in the 1960s, aimed at increasing food production to meet the uh, needs of a growing population. In this, mainly high yield variety seeds, exclusive of chemical fertilizers, pesticides and insecticides, expansion of irrigation facilities, increased use of farm machinery. Okay, what is the positive impacts? Mainly positive impacts are significant increase in food grain production, especially wheat and rice. Okay, helping countries like India achieve food self-sufficiency, reduce dependence on food imports, improved farmers' income in some regions also. Okay, now what is the negative impacts? Mainly ecological imbalance, soil degradation due to excessive chemical fertilizers, water pollution is there from fertilizers and pesticides, groundwater depletion is from over irrigation, loss of biodiversity is there as traditional crop varieties declined, development of pest resistance. Okay, the next one is the environmental implication. What is the environmental implications? Major issues are soil erosion, deforestation, salinity, groundwater depletion, biodiversity loss. Okay, let's see that environmental implication. Modern agriculture practices, especially intensive farming and the excessive use of chemicals, have led to several environmental problems like these issues. Their long-term soil fertility, water resources, and biodiversity. Major environmental issues are mainly in first one is the soil erosion. Soil erosion, removal of the top fertile layer of soil by wind or water caused by deforestation, overgrazing, or improper plowing. Okay, leads to loss of soil nutrients, reduced crop productivity. Second one is the deforestation. What is the deforestation? Conservation of fertile land into desert-like conditions caused by overcultivation, deforestation, climate change, poor irrigation practices results in loss of agriculture productivity. Third one is the salinity. Accumulation of salts in the soil due to excessive irrigation and poor drainages, common in canal irrigated areas. What is the effects with soil salinity? Mainly reduced soil fertility, poor crop growth, and land becoming unstable for farming. Okay. Another one is the groundwater depletion. What is the groundwater depletion? Exclusive pumping of groundwater for irrigation leads to falling water tables and drying of wells and tube wells, increased cost of irrigation, major issue in intensive farming regions. Another one is the loss of biodiversity. Replacement of traditional crop varieties with monocultures. Heavy use of pesticide harms like beneficial insects, birds, and soil microorganisms, reduced ecosystem salinity and resilience. Okay. Uh, Fertilizers role. What is the fertilizer role? What is the mainly chemical fertilizers play a important role in modern agriculture by supplying essential nutrients to crops and increasing productivity. However, the improper use can create serious environmental problems. Okay. In these, positive roles of fertilizers provide essential nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. It means NPK. NPK means nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Nitrogen promotes of leaf growth, and phosphorus supports root and flower development, and potassium improves overall plant health. Okay, increase crop yield and productivity, help in meeting in the food demands of growing population, improve soil fertility in the short term. Okay, problems due to excessive use of soil degradation, reduce natural soil fertility over time, kills beneficial soil microorganisms. Second one is that water pollution. Fertilizers runoff enters rivers, lake, and groundwater causes eutrophication is there. Excessive algal growth is there. Okay. Third one is the groundwater contamination and air pollution is there. Okay. Some Next one is the soil nutrient depletion. Soil nutrition depletion occurs with crops are grown continuously on the same land without proper replacement of nutrients. Over time, this reduces soil fertility and agriculture productivity. Okay. Mainly in causes is continuous cropping of the same land without crop rotation, harvesting crops removes essential nutrients from the soil, excessive use of chemical fertilizers without organic inputs, lack of follow-up periods or soil roasting practices, major nutrients depleted nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Okay, what is the effects with the continuous cropping removes nutrients rapidly reducing soil fertility? Mainly effects are decline in soil fertility, reduced crop yield and quality, increased depends on chemical fertilizers, soil structure degradation over time. Okay. Uh, Next one is the water pollution. Agriculture activities, especially the excessive use of chemical fertilizers, can lead to water pollution. One of the major pollutants is nitrates, which easily dissolve in water and move into rivers, lake, and groundwater. How nutrients cause pollution? Farmers supply nitrates leach into rivers and groundwater, causing eutrophication is there. How nutrients cause pollution? Farmers supplying nitrogen-based fertilizers to increase crop yield. Plants cannot absorb all the applied nitrogen. Okay, in this leach into groundwater, runoff into rivers, lakes, and ponds. Eutrophication. When nitrates enter to water bodies, they act as nutrients for algae. This leads to rapid growth of algae known as algal blooms. Okay, effects of eutrophication. Mainly, eutrophication blocks sunlight from reaching aquatic plants, reduces dissolved oxygen in water, causes depth of fish and other aquatic organisms, and deteriorates water quality. Impact on human health. Nitrate contaminated drinking water can causes health issues. Okay, high nitrate levels may lead to blue baby syndrome. Uh, okay, methanoglobinemia in plants. Okay, in this conclusion, mainly nitrate leaching from fertilizers causes water pollution and eutrophication, harming aquatic ecosystem and human health. Okay, next one is the blue baby syndrome. What is the blue baby syndrome? Blue baby syndrome is a health condition mainly seen in infants due to high nitrate levels in drinking water. It is medically known as methano methemoglobinemia. Okay, methemoglobinemia. What is the causes with blue baby syndrome? Excessive use of nitrogen-based fertilizers in agriculture. Nitrates from fertilizers leads to groundwater. Okay, infant drinking nitrate contaminated water for formula prepared with such water are at risk. Okay, mechanism. What is the mechanism? In nitrates enter the infant's body through drinking water. In the infant's digestive system, nitrates are converted into nitrates. Nitrates react with hemoglobin in the blood. Hemoglobin is converted into uh, methemoglobin, okay, which cannot carry oxygen. This leads to reduced oxygen supply to body tissue. Okay, what is the symptoms? Blue skin color, especially around lips and fingertips, and difficulty in breathing, uh, and weakness. In several cases, can be life threatening is there. uh, Mainly prevention. What is the prevention? Test drinking water for nitrate levels, avoiding using nitrate contaminated well water for infant feeding, use treated or safe water sources, practice balanced fertilizers used in agriculture. Okay, next one is the atmospheric pollution. What is the atmospheric pollution? The excessive use of nitrogen-based fertilizers in agriculture not only affects soil and water but also contributed to atmospheric pollution is there. Uh, how nitrogen fertilizers causes air pollution? Mainly nitrogen fertilizers supply nutrients such as ammonium and nitrate to crops. These soil microorganisms convert these compounds through process like nitrification, uh, denitrification. During this process, nitrous oxide is released to the atmosphere. Effects of oxide, nitrous oxide. One is greenhouse effect is there. NO2 is the powerful greenhouse gas. It traps heat in at the atmosphere, contributes to global warming and climate change. Ozone layer depletion. In the upper atmosphere, NO2 nitrate breaks down into nitrogen oxide. These compounds react with and destroy ozone molecules, leads to thinning of the ozone layer. Okay, increasing harmful UV radiation, reaching it after human health, crops, and ecosystem. Okay, next one is the integrated nutrient management, INM. Its short form is INM. INM means integrated nutrient management. In this combined chemical plus organic manures, compost, biofertilizers there. Mainly integrated nutrient management is sustainable agriculture approaches that combines different nutrient sources to maintain soil fertility and crop productivity while reducing environmental harm. Okay, mainly definition is the word. INM involves the combined use of chemical fertilizers, organic manure, compost, and biofertilizers to supply essential nutrients to crops in a balanced and efficient way. Okay, what is the components of INM? Mainly, one of the chemical fertilizers provide quick and targeted supply of nutrients like NPK, N, P, and K, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, support high crop yields. Okay. Second one is the organic manures, includes farmyard manure, green manure, and animal waste, improves soil structure and water holding capacity. Third one is the compost and vermi compost. Mainly decomposed organic matter rich in nutrients, enhance soil microbial activity. Okay. Fourth one is the biofertilizers, mainly microorganisms that fix or mobilize nutrients. Example, rhizobium fixes nitrogen in legume crops, azotobacter free living nitrogen fixes, and phosphates solubilizing uh, in bacteria. Okay, advantages of INM: maintain long-term soil fertility and reduces depends on chemical fertilizers, minimize the soil and water pollution, improves soil structure and microbial life, ensure sustainable crop production. Okay. Next one is the phosphatic fertilizers. What is the phosphatic fertilizers? Phosphatic fertilizers are widely used in supply phosphorus and essential nutrients for root development, flowering, and seeds formation. However, mainly phosphatic fertilizers contain trace amounts of heavy metals which can accumulate in the soil. Heavy metals in phosphatic fertilizers are common heavy metals present as impurities include cadmium, lead, chromium, and zinc. These metals are usually presented because phosphates rock, the raw material used to make these fertilizers, naturally contains such elements. Okay, uh, in this, how accumulation occurs. Repeated application of phosphatic fertilizers adds small amounts of heavy metals to the soil. Heavy metals are non-biodegradable. Okay, over time, they build up in the soil and may be absorbed by crops. Environmental and health impacts. What is the environmental and health impacts? Soil contamination affecting soil microorganisms, reduced soil fertility and equality. Entry of heavy metals into the food chain through crops. Okay, mainly potential health risk to human and animals such as toxicity and organ damage. Mainly preventive measures. What is the preventive measure? Use low heavy metal for purified fertilizers. Apply fertilizers in balanced quantities. Practices integrated nutrient management. Regular soil testing to monitor heavy metals levels. Okay. Next one is cadmium hazardous. Cadmium causes kidney damage and ita disease. Cadmium is a toxic heavy metal that can accumulated in soil due to the long-term use of phosphatic fertilizers and industrial pollution. It is non-biodegradable and can enter the food chain through crops. Okay, sources of cadmium. Mainly, what is the source of cadmium? Mainly, sources are phosphatic fertilizers, industrial waste and mining, sewage sludge used and manure, contaminated irrigation water. Okay, health hazards. Mainly, what is the health hazards? Kidney damage. Cadmium accumulated in the kidney over time causes kidney disinfection and reduced filtration ability. Okay, dysfunction and reduced filtration ability. Bone damage interferes with the calcium metabolism leads to bone weakening and uh, fractures is there. Itai disease. What is the Itai disease? A serious condition caused by chronic cadmium poisoning. First reported in Japan. In Japan, is the identified in the first time in the Japan. Its symptoms is severe bone pain, fragile bones, and kidney failure. The name Itai means ouch ouch, referring to intense pain experienced by patients. Uh, Environmental impact. What is the environmental impact with cadmium hazard? Accumulates in soil and crops, especially rice, moves through the food chain into human and animals, harms soil microorganisms and plant growth. What is the preventions? Preventions mainly use low cadmium fertilizers, regular soil and water testing, avoid contaminated. Okay. What is the Minimator disease? Minimator disease is a several neurological diseases caused by mercury poisoning. It was first identified in Minamata in Japan and become one of the most well-known causes of industrial pollution affecting from human health. Causes. What is the causes? Mainly causes a chemical factory discharged methyl mercury into Minamata baby. Mercury accumulated in plankton and fish and uh, shellfishes. Okay, how it spread? Mercury released into water, converted into toxic methyl mercury by microorganisms, accumulated in aquatic organisms, increased in concentration along the food chain, human consumed contamination. What is the symptoms? Numbness in hands and feet, loss of coordination, muscles weakness, vision and hearing problems, paralysis in several cases, but defects in bodies. Okay. Next one is the ecology of green revolution. What is the ecology of green revolution? The green revolution focused on increasing food production through modern agriculture practices. However, it is also several ecological consequences, especially when new or previously cultivated lands were brought and under farming. uh, Pooling of virgin land. A virgin land refers to land that was previously uncultivated, such as grassland, forest, or marginal lands. During the Green Revolution, such lands were plugged into increasing crop production. Mainly environmental impacts, increased soil erosion, natural vegetation that protect the soil was removed, wind erosion, water erosion, greater climate vulnerability, that drought, heavy rainfall, temperature extremes, loss of natural ecosystems is there, like conservation of forest and grasslands into cropland, destruction of habitats for wildlife, reduction in biodiversity. Okay, what is the soil erosion? Removal of vegetation leads to wind or rain erosion and fertility decline. Soil erosion is the removal of the fertile top layer of soil by natural forces such as wind and water. It is the one of the major environmental problem associated with the improper agriculture practices. Okay, what is the causes? Mainly removal of natural vegetation caused due to deforestation, overgrazing, excessive plowing, expansion of agriculture land. Okay, types of erosions. Wind erosion. Strong winds carry away dry, loose topsoil, common in dry and semi-arid regions. Water erosion. Rainfall washes away topsoil, can form sheet erosion, rill erosion, gully erosion. Okay, these are the erosions. Next one is the um, monoculture farming. What is the monoculture farming? In this, monoculture farming is the practice of growing a single crop variety over a large area of land, often season after season. Okay, characters. Cultivation of only one crop species in field, common in large scale commercial agriculture, often associated with the green revolution and modern farming methods. What is the problems of monoculture? Increased pests and diseases outbreaks. Okay, best to find a continuous supply of the same food sources. Disease spread quickly among identical plants, leads to heavy dependence on pesticides. Okay, reduced ecological resilience. Lack of crop diversity makes the system fragile. A crop becoming more vulnerable to climate changes, droughts, and new pests. Okay. Next one is the soil nutrient imbalance, loss of biodiversity. Hmm? Some is there, and some salinity and water logging. Salinity and waterlogging are major environmental problems in irrigated agriculture areas, especially where irrigation is expensive or poorly managed. Okay, waterlogging occurs when excess water accumulates in the soil. The water table rises close to the surfaces. Soil pores fill with water, reducing air spaces. Okay, causes over irrigation, a poor drainage system, a seepage from canals and reservoirs. What is the effects? Roots cannot get enough oxygen, poor plant growth, reduced crop yield. What is the soil salinity? Soil salinity means accumulation of salts in the soil over time, common and arid and semi-arid regions with heavy irrigations. How it happens? Mainly irrigation water contains dissolved salts. Okay. Next one is that pesticides overview. Uh, Pesticides are chemically substances used in agriculture to control pests, including insects, weeds, fungi, and rodents that damage crops. They help protect crops and improve agriculture productivity, but they also have environmental and health risks. A type of pesticides. What is the type of pesticides? Insects. Uh, Insecticides kill insects. Herbicides control weeds. Fungicides prevent fungal diseases, and rodenticides control rats and mice. Okay, what is the benefits in this? Protect crops from pests and diseases, increase agriculture yield, reduce some post harvest losses, and some help to ensure food security. Environmental and health corners. What is the environmental and health corners? One is the toxicity, persistence in the environment, bioaccumulation and biomagnification is there, harm to non-target organism. Okay. Pest resistance. Pest resistance occurs when insects or other pests develop the ability to survive pesticides applications that once killed them. This is mainly caused by indiscriminate and repeated use of pesticides. How pesticides develops? A pesticide is applied to crop most pests like, but a few may have natural resistance. These resistant pests survive and reproduce. Over time, the pest population becomes resistant to the pesticide. What is the causes? Frequent and expensive use of the same pesticide, use of high dose without proper guidance, lack of crop rotation or pest management practices, monoculture farming. What is the preventions? Use integrated pest management, rotate pesticide with different modes of action, encourage natural predators, practices crop rotation and mixing cropping. Okay. Next one is the food contamination. In this, food contaminations occurs when pesticides reduce remains on crops such as grains, fruits, and vegetables. When these reduced exceed safe limits, they can pose risk to human health. How contamination occurs? Exclusive or improper use of pesticides, spraying crops close to harvest time, using banned or highly toxic pesticides, lack of proper washing and handling. Effects on food. What is the effects on food? Pesticides residues remain on grains, vegetables, fruits. These reduces may exceed permissible safety limits. Health impacts. What is the health impacts? Mainly headache and skin irritation is there. Hormonal imbalance, nerve system damages, increased risk of cancers. Okay. Botanical pesticides. Botanical pesticides are natural pest control substances derived from plants. They are used as an alternative to synthetic pesticides because they are generally biodegradable and less harmful to the environment when used properly. Major types of botanical pesticides are pyrethrin extracted from pyrethrin flowers, act on nerve system of insects. Okay, a quick knockdown effect on pets, break down rapidly in sunlight, reducing persistence. Okay, uh, retinoids. What is the retinoids are derived from the roots from plants like dairies and Lancocarpus. Okay, are used to control various insect pests. Okay, nicotinoids extracted from tobacco plants affect the nerve system of its. Okay, natural plants risk of long-term environmental contamination and sustainable for organic farming. Okay, next one is the neem-based pesticides. Neem-based pesticides are natural pest control products derived from the neem tree. Neem tree, Azadirachta indica. Its scientific name is the Azadirachta indica. They are widely used in sustainable and organic agriculture because of their effectiveness and environmental safety. Active compounds. What is the active compounds? Neem contains limnonoids, especially azadirachtin. These compounds act as insect repellents and feeding inhibitors and growth regulators. Effectiveness. What is the effective against more than 200 insect species? Control pests such as aphids and whiteflies and caterpillars, beetles. Mode of action. Mainly mode of action is the disputes insect feeding behavior, prevents molting and reproduction, act as a repellent and affidant. Okay, what is the advantages with neem based pesticides? Natural biodegradable, low toxicity to human and animals, uh, minimal harm to beneficial insects when used properly, sustainable, mainly suitable for organic farming is there. Okay, what is the deforestation? What is the deforestation? Sorry, desertification. Desertification is the proper process by fertile land and is converted into barren desert-like conditions. It mainly occurs due to overuse and mismanagement of land and water resources. Okay, causes is the main causes is the overcultivation, overgrazing, deforestation, improper irrigation, and climate change and drought. What is the effects? Effects are loss of fertile soil, decline in agriculture productivity, water scarcity, loss of biodiversity, increased poverty and migration. Okay. Uh, Causes of desertification. What is the causes of desertification? Major causes are overgrazing. Already we discussed this. Some land management measures. Effective land management measures helps convert soil, reduced erosion, and improved agriculture productivity. These practices are especially important in areas prone to desertification and land degradation. What is the key measures? Counter bonding, construction of small MRK along with the natural contours like land, okay, check dams, watershed management. Benefits are reduced soil erosion, conserves water and improves soil fertility, increase agriculture productivity, prevents desertification. Okay. Uh, what is the Podu cultivation? What is the shifting? It means shifting cultivation. Slash and burn shifting cultivation, it is like zoom cultivation causes deforestation. Uh, in this pod cultivation is a traditional farming practice in some forests and hill regions. It involves clearing and land cutting and burning vegetation, then cultivating crops for a short period. What is pod cultivation? Forester vegetation is the cut down and burned. Ash farm burned plants act as a natural fertilizers. Hmm. Crop are grown for 2 to 3 years. When soil fertility declines, farmers shift to a new area. The old land is left follow to recover. Okay, where it is practiced as a tribal and forest regions of India, known by different names. Podu, parts of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, Jum in northeast India, Bevar, Dahiya, Kumari, it means other religions, okay? Regions. Environmental impacts. What is the environmental impacts? Deforestation, soil erosion is occurs the loss of biodiversity, decline in soil fertility. In the biodiversity in agriculture. A biodiversity in agriculture refers to the variety of plants, animals, and microorganisms that are part of farming systems. It plays a vital role in maintaining ecological balance and ensuring sustainable agriculture production. What is the importance of biodiversity in agriculture? It pest and disease resistance, improved sustainability, and genetic resources ecosystem services is there. Okay. Uh, in India's biodiversity aspects are there. India is the one of the world's mega drives countries and controls regions of extremely high biological diversity known as biodiversity hotspots. These areas are rich in unique species and are under significant threat from human activities. A major biodiversity hotspot in India is the Eastern Himalayas, covers parts of the northern east India, Bhutan, and Nepal. Okay. Next one is the Western Ghats, a long mountain range along the western coast of India, extended in Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. Okay. Mainly importance of biodiversity aspects. Protect our endangered species, maintain ecological balance, provide ecosystem service like water regulation, climate regulation, and soil conservation is there. Conservation methods. What is the conservation methods? Biodiversity conservation involves protecting plants, animals, and microbial species, uh, like ecological balance and ensure sustainable uses of natural resources. There are two main methods: conservation in situ and ex situ. In situ conservation means one-site conservation, like national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, biosphere reserves, protected forest areas. Executive conservation. Executive means off-site conservation. It means species protected outside their natural habitats, like seed banks, botanical gardens, zoos, gene banks, tissue culture preservations. Okay. Next one is the summary. Mainly sustainable agriculture aims to meet some present food needs while protecting environment and ensuring resources future generations. Okay. Some modern agriculture increased production and created problems such as soil degradation, water pollution, biodiversity uh, losses, exclusive use of fertilizers and pesticides, harmful for soil and fertile soil and water pollution is there, and air and human lives. Okay. Monoculture and over irrigation and reduced ecological balance and soil fertility is there. Requirement of sustainable agriculture. Integrated nutrient management is there. Integrated nutrient management and integrated pest management, biodiversity conservation is there. Coming to the he completed that eighth unit, and we go to the another unit is um, ninth one. What is that? Animal resources sources. Animal resources introduction. In animal resources refers to all domesticated and wild animals that provides food materials and economic benefits to humans. They are essential part of agriculture and rural livelihoods and national economics also. Okay. In Mainly food supply. Contributes of animal resources are mainly food supply. What is that? Milk and meat, dairy products, meat from cattle, sheep, goats, pigs, and poultry, eggs and fish. Some raw materials are is there, like wool from sheep, leather from cattle and goats, silk from silkworms, honey from bees. Okay, I will share that uh, uh, sh- some PPT is there. You show, I will show is there. Meat, poultry, fisheries. Okay, livelihood economy mainly. Okay, in employment in dairy, poultry, fisheries, and animal husbandry, income for rural and tribal communities, support for small scale farmers. Major components of animal resources are genetic resources, meat production, poultry, fisheries. Okay. Next one is the genetic resources. Genetic resources refers to the hereditary material present in animals such as livestock, poultry, and fish. These genetic traits determine characteristics like growth rate, milk yield, egg production, fertility, and adaptability and resistance to diseases. In this, main key points are found in cattle, buffalo, sheep, goats, pigs, poultry, and fish, including both indigenous and improved or exotic breeds. Genetic traits are passed from parents of offshoring. Okay, importance of genetic resources: improved productivity, disease resistance, and adaptability. Breeding programs. Okay, uh, main that next one is the principle of genetics. What is the principles of Mendel's law, variations, hereditary, and selections? In this, genetics deals with the inheritance of traits from parents to offshoring. In animals resources, understanding genetic principles helps in improving productivity, disease resistance, and adaptability. Main one is the Mendel laws, proposed by Gregor Mendel. These laws explain how traits are inherited. Uh, Law of dominance, law of segregation, law of independent astronomy. Okay, one is the variation. Variation means a difference in traits among individuals of the same species caused by genetic recombination, mutation, and environmental factors. A variation is essential for evaluation and breeding improvements. Okay, next one is the heritability. Heritability means the degree to which a trait is passed from parents to offspring. Okay, traits like milk yield, growth rate, and egg production often have high heritability. Helps breeds decided which animals to select from breeding. Fourth one is the selection, choosing animals with desirable traits from reproduction. Okay. Next one is traditional versus modern breeding. Traditional versus modern breeding. Uh, Animal breeding aims to improve productivity, disease resistance, and quality of livestock and poultry. Over time, methods have evolved from traditional approaches to advanced modern techniques. Is there? Traditional breeding is breeding based mainly on observable traits such such as a size, milk yield, or growth. Key features are selection based on physical appearance and performance. Use natural mating. Improvement is slow and less prices. Limited knowledge of genetics. Okay. Advantages means simple and low cost, sustainable for small scale farmers. In this modern breeding that uses scientific and technological methods, okay, to improve genetic traits more efficient. Okay, one is the AI means artificial insemination. Semen from superior males is used to inseminate females, reduce diseases spread and improve genetics. One is the IVF means in vitro fertilization. Fertilization occurs outside the baby in their body in laboratory conditions. Okay, embryos are later transferred into females. Next one is the genomic selection. Uses DNA formation to select animals with desirable genes faster and more accurate than traditional methods. What is the advantages? Faster genetic improvements, greater control over the desired traits, and high productivity. Okay. Next one is that modern breeding tools. In modern breeding tools are uh, used advanced reproductive and genetic technologies to improve animal productivity, quality, and disease resistance. Some more efficient than traditional methods. Okay. In major modern breeding tools are artificial insemination. Semen from a superior male is collected and inserted into the female productivity tract. Okay. What advantages? Improve breed quality, reduces disease transmission, and cost effective for large scale breeding. Next one is the embryo transfer and fertilized embryos from high quality female are transferred into surrogate mothers. Okay. Next one is the MAS. MAS means marker assistant selection. Use DNA makers to identify animals with desirable traits. Okay. Next one, the selection is based on genetic information rather than just physical traits. Okay. Next one is the cloning. Producing an exact genetic copy of an animal. Example, Dolly, the sheep, the first cloned mammal. Okay. Uh, Next one is the genetics. Introduction of foreign genes into an animal's DNA, producing animals with new or improved traits. Okay. Next one is the meat overview. High quality protein or vitamins. Types is beef, mutton, poultry, or fish. Okay. Meat is an important animal resources. Everyone is to know this about meat. It is the highly protein content food and provides high quality protein and essential nutrients for human health, and it's widely consumed across with world and different farms. Nutritional importance is the rich sources of high quality protein, provides important vitamins such as vitamin B12, niacin, and riboflavin. Uh, uh, Contains essential minerals are iron, zinc, phosphorus. Major types of meat is beef, mutton, poultry, and fish. In fish meat, aquatic meat is the omega 3 fatty acids, protein, and minerals is there. Okay. Next one is wool. Wholesome meat production is the wholesome meat production refers to the producing meat that is the safe, hygienic, nutrients, and free from contaminations. It involves proper care of animals, scientific slaughtering methods, and safe handling throughout the supply chain. In this, healthy animals, hygienic conditions is there, inception is there, human slaughter is there, cold chain maintenance. Okay. Some characteristics of good meat. uh, what is the characteristics of good meat? And color, and firmness, and proper pH, pleasant odor, and tenderness. Okay. Main characteristics of good meat: physical and sensory characteristics that indicate freshness, safety, and a good nutritional value is there. Okay. uh, Mainly color. Fresh meat should have a natural bright color is there. Beef is a bright cherry red color. Mutton is a light to dark red. Poultry is a pale pink. Okay. Firmness is there. Good meat should be firm and elastic to the touch, and it should spring back when pressed. Okay. Proper pH. It maintains around in 5.4 to 5.8 after slaughter. Okay. A good color, batter texture. Okay. A pleasant harder and tenderness. A good meat should be soft and easy to chew after cooking. Okay. uh, Next one is the meat-borne diseases. Meat-borne diseases is salmonellosis and uh, trichinosis, anthrax, listeriosis. Common meat-borne diseases are illness transmitted to human through contaminated or improperly cooked meat. They are caused by bacteria, parasites, or other pathogens, mainly salmonella and teniasis. Okay. Trichonisis, anthrax is there. uh, listoris is there. Okay, some meat preservations. So meat preservation involves methods that prevent spoilage, inhibited microbial growth, and extended shelf life while maintaining quality and safety. In first one is the refrigeration. A storage at 0 to 4 degrees. Okay, slows down growth of bacteria, keeps meat fresher a few days to week. Okay, freezing. Storage at minus 80 degrees centigrade or lower. Okay, stops microbial growth and enzymatic activity. Preserves meat for several months. Curing. Uses of salt, sugar, nitrates or nitrates and nitrates. Okay, reduced moisture and inhabited bacteria. Common in ham, bacon and sausages. Okay. In this one, other one is the smoking. Smoking means exposing meat to wood smoke, adds flavors and helps preserve meat. Smoke contains chemicals that slow microbial growth is there. Next one is the drying. Drying means removal of moisture from meat. Next one is the canning. Canning meat is sealed in airtight containers and heat treated. Okay. Seventh one is the MAP. MAP means modified atmosphere packaging. Meat is packed in controlled gas mixture. Okay. Next one is the poultry. Poultry farming. Rearing birds for eggs and meat, chicken, duck, turkey equal. Okay. In this, poultry farming is the practices for rearing domesticated birds for the production of eggs and meat. It is an important part of animal resources and provides nutritious food and livelihood millions. Okay. Next one is the poultry housing. What is the poultry housing? Main types of poultry housing: a deep litter system, battery cage system, some free range system is there. Important housing requirement: ventilation, space and lighting. Okay. Next one is the poultry equipment. Poultry equipment are feeders, mainly containers used to provide food to birds. Okay. Water rates, equipment used to supply clean drinking water, and brooders, device that provides heat and warmth to chicks. Okay. Incubators is there, machines used for artificial hatching of eggs. Nest boxes, special boxes where hens lay eggs. Okay. Next one is the poultry management. Poultry management involves proper care and handling of birds to ensure health growth, high egg production, and disease prevention. First one is the brooding, care of young chicks during the first few weeks of life. Okay. uh, Requires proper temperature, light, feed, and water. Brooders provide the necessary warmth. Okay. Balanced feed is there. Okay. Poultry terms. Poultry terms, farming describe the boiler, layer, hatchery, flock, molting, and culling. Okay. Common poultry diseases are Newcastle, flowpox. Uh, Newcastle is a virus, and flowpox is causes with virus. Coccidiosis is a protozoan parasite is there. Salmonella is Salmonella bacteria, and bird flu. Bird flu is a avian influenza virus. Avian influenza virus. Okay. Next one is disease management. Disease management. In this disease management, vaccination is the more important to disease management. Regular vaccination products, but for common injection. Okay. Uh, Next one is the main sources of island fisheries, rivers, reservoirs, and lake ponds and tanks. India major producers are important, and some rivers is there. Uh, Ganga, Brahmaputra, etc. And Rohu, Katla, Marginal, and Mishar. Ganga river system, one of the largest river system in India. Brahmaputra river is the major river in northeastern India. Okay. Main methods in reserve fish stocking, benefits, cage culture and pen culture is there. Okay. Reservoir fishers, crop cuttlefish, pond tank fisheries there. Some pond tank fisheries means surface feeders, adventures of composite fish culture, common fish used for common marine fish species like marine fish, sardine, mackerel, and tuna, traveling pursuit sealing. Okay, a tuna is the large migratory fish, high in protein and widely used in a canning industry. Okay, next one is the soil implications. Soil implication for animal resource and fisheries have major soil economic impacts like employment generation, drying farming, poultry farming, fisheries, meat. Okay, overfishing, genetic diseases is there. Okay, summary is there. Some summary points is there. Genetics, meat quality, poultry is there. Today, is the time up. In this session, we had completed that agriculture environment and animal resources. It is the 8th and 9th unit. Tomorrow we discuss about energy futures. In this unit, conventional energy sources, we discuss that conventional energy